everyone, and welcome to the WoMENSA podcast, the only podcast for stunningly intelligent women, by and for stunningly intelligent women. I don't want to take anything away from these ladies. I am, as always, your host and chairwoman, Liz, joined, as always, by my co-chair and co-host, Steph.
Hello.
And special announcement for everyone, we've had a certain personnel realignment, and Bethany, Dr. Professor Misra, is back. Welcome back. How are you doing?
We're docking your pay again.
Really glad. No. Please don't do that. I can't go through what happens.
Well, he's in prison now.
Yeah, but you know how the unions are.
That is true.
He's a Teamster. They're good at delivering.
Yeah, one time I went to the hospital and I just went and I helped a woman give birth. I delivered the baby.
Yeah, you can just go in there and touch the baby and
Yeah, that's one of the union benefits. You can go in and you can deliver babies.
You could just pull
EMTs should be protected by
You can just pull the babies right out of them. Like, you see the head and you just yank on the head and they just come right out.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I got a foot. This is fucked up. Oh shit, we've got a foot. Okay, this baby's not coming out right. Okay, we gotta do a Oh, lunch break. Alright. Hey, you trying to make me work through my lunch? Are you fucking serious? You know what that's fucking the law, okay? You can't fucking...
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be me, literally.
Yeah. That would be you, like, oops, lunch break, sorry, as the baby suffocates in the canal.
I don't make the rules.
Hey.
We make the rules.
You're some kind of hootsy-tootsy feminist type, Don't you think that the fucking life begins at birth? Well, look at that. It's just a foot. He's not even born yet, so what the fuck is that? It's a very late abortion.
The patient's heart stops, and then you go on your lunch break.
Hey, I gotta get workers' comp for the trauma I got after this woman fucking died on my watch, okay? You gonna fucking compensate? You gonna pay for my therapy?
There was a McDouble with my name on it.
A woman died and it was my fault. You gotta pay me for that.
A woman died and it was my fault, so I had to go to have therapy because I was having a real good time.
Because it stunk. Honestly, if I was responsible for anyone's death, I think that would totally just, ruin my day.
I would,
it
depends on who it was.
It
would either ruin my day or I'd be, real happy.
Stephanie, name 10 people for whom's death you would be happy.
I would...
to have been...
I would do that.
Actually, no, this is no.
I'm on a list.
You're right. Yeah, right. FBI watch list, Stephanie.
I can't. I cannot say.
Okay.
If I was...
Well, anyways...
If I was Joe Biden's wife, he would have never gotten cancer.
Oh my god, I'm so happy. I'm so elated. I am... Ooh.
I would have milked that shit every day like a dutiful
magnifique.
Servant.
You know he was holding that in and sent for a few years. They've been hiding that.
Oh, that's an excellent tweet. Yeah. Lizzie just sent a tweet in the chat that says, "Pounding Joe Biden's prostate so hard that the cancer falls off. Thank you.
What have I got?
.com.bluesky.app/profile/
Don't do that. I'm censoring that. I'm going to take
stop.
the effort to censor that, actually. I'm censoring... we're never attributing...
Because they might be a pedophile.
Exactly. They're a Blue Sky user.
Oh, well, I just don't know this person. This is a mutual friend of mine. I don't want to be airing their shit on here.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Now I
take back the comment about them potentially being a pedophile.
I don't.
Yeah, no, you can't. Well, whatever. The name's being censored, so like, what the?
Goodness gracious. We have no plans today because my lovely co-host is an alcoholic.
Okay, so first of all, primary host. Second of all, I'm not an alcoholic. Okay, I went to one party.
How many beers?
Because it was graduation.
How many beers?
A bunch of my friends graduated. I had 12 beers.
God.
Okay, get off my fucking back. I had 12 beers. I smoked 4 to 5 cigarettes. I lost count. And
goodness,
which really isn't that bad. I was drunk. You know, I could have had more. I should have had
You've
more.
been hungover for 2 days.
No, I haven't been. I was hungover for 1 day. Well, no, half a day, because I woke up drunk the next day.
Oh my goodness, my God.
But I was hungover, and now I've just felt like shit. But now I feel fine. I think a lot of the feeling like shit is just because I've cut myself off from social interaction and just not left bed. I feel fine. I feel swimming right now. I am on top of the world, which makes me think I should be drinking that much more often. Maybe constantly. No. Anyways, it's not like I do kind of. I don't feel like shit anymore. I went into this episode like just as a fair warning. I don't have anything prepared, and I feel like absolute shit because school has been tough for some of us. I haven't been doing shit lately. And I got pissed drunk one night. Okay, what is that gonna fucking... Is it the end of the world? I get pissed drunk one night and have a great time.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I guess I'll kill myself, because that's what the world wants.
You should not kill yourself. We would, our ratings
well, I don't know. It seems I'm left with no other option.
That's true.
That's true. Again, primary host kills herself.
Well, I think we all have an equal share in the show, actually.
You also...
But I am the primary host. I'm the one who introduces it.
You also carry the Chloe
I'm on the
show.
Blue Sky account.
I also carry the Chloe show.
Yeah, you
Don't
also
fucking
carry the
say
Chloe
that.
show.
No, you're gonna make Steph feel angry. Any
You're gonna make me have a
listeners who for some
panic
reason
attack.
don't... Any viewers who don't watch the Chloe show... You've been on one episode,
I've
Steph.
been on 3, and your lazy ass hasn't edited episodes 2 and 3.
Oh, well,
Fuck
boo-hoo.
you.
No, any of our listeners who don't know what the Chloe show is, don't watch it. It's terrible.
Yeah, the Chloe show sucks.
It's made by our disgusting,
Yeah.
degenerate friend, Chloe, who will go to hell when she dies. And,
Which is really funny to say.
really, there's not a single redeeming factor in her or anything she does, especially the Chloe showy. It'll be forgotten eventually.
My goodness.
Love you, Chloe. Anyways, yeah, we have nothing prepared. We have quite a backlog of questions from our anonymous insider source if we want to do a sort of philosophical ruminations episode. I don't know if we want to get into it immediately, because we're only like 9 minutes in.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
Yeah.
it's up to you guys if you have anything else to talk about right now. I don't.
I had some stuff saved somewhere.
You know,
let me just
It's Jover. I think that's the biggest thing that's happened
I'm
since
so happy.
between now and the last episode.
Joe Biden has ass cancer. He has butt pussy cancer.
He's gone. He's a goner.
His bussy is decrepit.
When do you think
His pussy's falling apart like a well-cooked brisket.
When do you think they found out? And do you think they just refused to let him get chemo because of the optics?
Interesting.
No, because if they wouldn't have waited until May to announce it if it was a known thing. He's probably just an old man who refused to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
No, but they have to. You're the president. You have to go to the doctor.
They were definitely hiding it.
My guess is that he refused... No, I think he just refused prostate exams forever.
Yeah, because he knew he had it.
Well, because that's gay.
No, I don't...
I think he
didn't want his asshole
I
penetrated.
think he knew.
Maybe they did.
Personally.
Why would they wait until May to
Maybe
announce
like
Joe
then
didn't
it would
want
be-
Maybe Joe didn't want the doctors to see how frequently used and stretched his his pussy was, and how
He was embarrassed at how easily it would have slid in.
yeah, with like no effort. It's probably like the opening of a cave, and you can like speak into it, and then you hear your echo.
It's like a train tunnel. They got 6 feet of clearance on either side.
Yeah. He could sit on a traffic cone.
He's old too. His muscles are weak. It's probably like flappy, like a pair of lips.
Yeah, when he shakes his ass, it makes like a slapping sound from like the walls of his decrepit pussy slapping together.
Joe Biden's the only man who can clap the hole instead of the cheeks.
Yeah, like he has no cheeks, but his hole. It's like a deflated balloon.
It's just like one of those toys, where it's like the circle hole on a flat surface. It's a perforation on a sheet of skin that has excess. It's just flapping around all the time. Okay, that's enough about Joe Biden's asshole. I think.
How do you think it became so used and loose?
Joe Biden doesn't deserve our attention.
Do you think Jill just has a really fat cock?
Jill is fucking packing. Are you kidding me? She's got the fucking 16-inch monster strap, okay?
What if all this time...
She's got one of those...
They were focusing on the wrong...
She's got like a 2-foot tentacle strap.
They were focusing on the wrong wife. They like all the conservatives being like, oh, Michelle Obama's clearly a man. What if it was Jill the whole time? What if Jill was a tranny?
Except Jill's not trans. Jill's hooking Joe up to the fucking 2-foot tentacle machine that's going at 300 RPM. He's the real Earth Rider, and he's spilling some Great Lakes this time. Riding a dildo the size of the Earth on a fucking hydraulic machine, pistons pumping and pumping until he's sucked and milked dry. Would you put Joe Biden in the cock milking machine as he's anally penetrated by like a robot arm?
Yes.
Like, the JBP cock milking machines, the CCP cock milking machines.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I forgot about that entirely.
Man, I love those cock milking machines.
This is what the left wants to happen to you. They want to put you in the cock machine to fuck your anus. I'm Jordan
Would you go
Peterson.
in the cock milking machine?
I would.
I probably wouldn't like it. I prefer having a little more intimacy with my sexual encounters. But, like, my allegiance to the Communist Party of China is so strong that I would enter, if called upon, I will serve. And,
the left.
If called to enter the CCP cock milking machine, I will enter.
The left won't even respect their own boundaries when it comes to the CCP cock milking machine. I'm Jordan Peterson.
Well, it's not necessarily boundaries. It's just I have an unflinching allegiance to the CCP.
Why does your Jordan Peterson sound like a little elf?
Well, isn't that what he is?
Like a little
elf.
fucking gnome.
I'm a little elf gnome man.
Steph, I just want to say your Bill Burr impression is the worst impression I've ever heard in my life. This just doesn't sound anything like him. It's not what he sounds like.
I'm Bill Burr!
Jesus fucking... Like, have you heard him?
Yeah, I know how he sounds.
Have you heard him before? That's ridiculous.
He yells. That's
Are
my
you
only...
sure?
That's just what I try to do. I just yell. That's
Married to a black girl. Let me tell you.
I am a black wife!
A woman is a woman. Jeez. He doesn't even yell. Like, he's not a yelling comic. Not anymore, at least.
How many basketballs do you think Joe can fit up there?
3.
12.
12? No, that's bigger than his body.
I think he could fit 13.
You gotta
I think we get
understand,
the whole baker's dozen.
It is cavernous.
Joe Biden, he's at the retirement home now. It's like, oh, we were meant to play shuffleboard, but I don't know where all the pucks went.
I wanted to.
Joe Biden with a suspiciously 100 shuffleboard puck-shaped stomach.
The sticks are gone. They're gone too. And
You know,
I don't know what's going. America.
Back in Scranton, we used to say, if you're gonna sit on it, you better pull it out too. So I advise you reach into my mouth, pull it out, because it was a little longer than I expected.
I think it's like the TARDIS, where like he's just a tiny little, 5'8" old person, but then you climb inside his asshole, and it really stretches on forever.
He's got furniture in there.
He could sit on the Eiffel Tower and not even feel it.
He's got a fucking 6-bedroom in there.
Six.
He can rent out his asshole.
It's like a
Presidential pricing too.
His ass is like a Mario pipe that takes you to like the hub world.
It is the hub world too.
Yeah, his asshole is the hub world.
Yeah, everything that has ever existed came out of Joe Biden's ass.
In the beginning, there was Joe Biden's asshole. Then there was Joe Biden.
Yeah, he came out of his own asshole in a sort of Ouroboros style thing.
Yeah, it's like the Big
It was
Bang.
the first firmament. It was the formation of the firmament around a central axis. Of course, the firmament was Joe Biden, and the axis around which the world turns is his asshole.
Yeah.
Which really, the prostate cancer is, like, terrible. It'll throw the whole world into disarray.
You know how like when somebody dies, like all of the bodily waste just vacates. I think that when Joe Biden dies and all of the contents of his asshole spill out into the operating room, I think it'll level multiple city blocks. Because really, who knows what he has up there?
When they're driving him out to the desert as we speak.
It'll shoot out like a railgun. Like, and fucking...
And it does like the fart with reverb.
Yeah. and just all of the objects just shoot out and just carve a giant 100-mile wide trench into the...
That's how the Grand Canyon started.
The flesh of the earth. Yeah.
It was this first incarnation.
They're gonna drop him into the ocean like Osama, but he's gonna single-handedly, like... He's gonna stop sea level rise because all the added melted glaciers are just gonna flow directly into his asshole. He's gonna fill up like a balloon.
They hold him upside down, and then they just let the water kind of flow into him. And then, like, over the years, the sea level slowly lowers in tandem with the melting of the glaciers.
Mm-hmm. Remember those, like, terrible hurricanes in Bangladesh back in, like, 2020 or something that wiped out, like, 3/4 of the country? They should have just had, like, Joe Biden bend over at the mouth of the Bengal River. Really?
No, I never heard about this.
Oh, it was terrible.
Oh.
You didn't hear about this?
No.
I wonder if I could shove my arm up his asshole and then parade him around like a puppet.
You can like move his mouth?
Really?
Yeah, I can move his mouth.
He's like a fucking star. He's like a Thanksgiving turkey.
We've done like 20 minutes on Joe Biden's asshole. This can't be our show. This is what we've created. We're putting this out into the public attached to our names. This is our legacy. We're building a legacy here, okay? Yeah. And our legacy cannot be Joe Biden ass hand puppet, okay?
Yeah. You're the main host, aren't you? This is what you'll be associated with.
I'm never going to be able to get a job because people are going to do a background check on me and they're going to hear 20 minutes of puppeting Joe Biden with his big, flappy, fucking wide open ass the size of the Mariana Trench.
I could be convinced.
Climbing into Joe Biden's asshole and wearing him like a skin suit.
I could be convinced to take the burden away from you.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, you could climb inside of him and wear him.
You wear him like a skinwalker?
Like an exoskeleton.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, that's what happened. That's why he
carry him around like a purse.
Like a purse.
Joe Biden died in like 2006. That's all been like just his skin.
He's replaced by a clone.
It's Hunter Biden.
Clone.
Hunter Biden isn't wearing him.
His skin has just been walking around. There's nothing inside of him.
This
is the best.
Yeah, it's a Ratatouille situation. Except instead of pulling on his hair, they released like a whole colony of rats into his asshole. And they've just been running around in perfect synchronicity to make him puppet like a regular person.
Yeah, the rats have started dying, though, which is why his brain is starting to go.
Mm-hmm. The prostate cancer is actually just a rat king in his asshole.
Yeah.
Mr. President, we've discovered a mass inside of you.
The thing is, I started this off by saying we could do a lot of our questions from our anonymous insider source,
who will never be able to listen to this episode.
Everything leading up to it has been awful. She would hate this. Like, okay, well, we can keep riffing on these, but it's gonna be, I'm going towards the more serious, hard-hitting philosophical questions, okay?
Alright, let's go on the hard-hitting philosophical
I'm full pivoting.
We'll come back to it.
No more Joe Biden ads.
We'll come back
Joe Biden. Joe Biden's against the rules.
Okay. Alright, do you believe in when there's a will, there's a way? Very interesting question.
No.
Do you believe that if you set your heart to anything, you can do anything? No? Why is that?
I'm a fucking real person. Everything is like,
what the fuck does that mean?
Well, I'm incredibly pessimistic and a socialist. So really, that's like really repetitive, actually. But my point is, you'll none of us will ever be like rich, ever, no matter what.
But that's not necessarily what it means. Like, as a socialist, you would benefit from the when there's a will, there's a way, because it's the concentrated will of the united proletariat.
Yeah, but like when I'm talking about like individually, like
do you believe in that?
When I hear, I believe in that. But like with the phrase "when there's a will, there's a way," to me has always been like, oh, you can do anything if you put your mind to it, type thing. Which in that case, like, no.
Well, yeah, but that's if you primarily center will as like an individual atomized force, which traditionally, philosophically, that has been the sense of it. But if you view it as more of a social factor, I think there is a real truth to the public will, which sadly has been completely co-opted and manufactured into evil things like Chris Chan and Euromaidan. Two very equivalent things.
Yeah.
But no, I think to a certain extent I agree with it, but like, because I think social humanity is like humanity's social existence is the most important thing. Like it is the determining factor in human existence over and against individual will. Individual will, I think, obviously is so utterly wrapped up in those things that you can't, when there's a will, there's a way for the individual. I don't think so.
Well, what came first? The concept of will?
The will or the way?
No, that wasn't. You fucking you ruined my job. Fuck you. Did the concept of will come first? Or did will the person come first?
Ooh.
Will the person.
Well, will they what?
Well, will they? Will the will. Will came before the will. But the will was in will. The concept will or the will?
Do you think
because Will's will had to will in order to be will.
Yeah, but also like, what about Will's last will?
Will's last will, but Will had to will his last will to will, and in order to create Will had to be willed, by willers.
Yeah, I hate this actually.
You're the one who started it.
Yeah, you ruined it.
Do you think if you blew into Joe
I ruined
Biden's
it
mouth,
by going along with your
do you
bit.
think if you blew into Joe Biden's mouth, his asshole would turn inside out? And
No, that's against the rules. That's against the rules. That's against the rules. You're breaking the rules. You're breaking the rules. You're breaking the rules.
Sky.
When there's a will, there's a way. And the way is always through Joe Biden's GI
Joe
tract.
Biden's asshole.
Oh my god, but no, I think it really depends on where you're. I generally view most like individual things in the terms of social existence. That's why I like Hegel, because he is just a social Kant, you know, a social developmental Kant.
I'm a social developmental cunt.
You are. Yeah, you cunt. It's so rude. It's so terrible when Americans say that word. Like, it sucks.
What do you mean?
Our accent doesn't preclude it. Like, oh, you're right, cunt. You know, like, that's funny. You know, but like, hey, stop doing that, you cunt.
You fucking cunt.
It's off. Like, it's ugh, I hate it. I hate saying that word. I wish I was British so I could call people that.
I don't
And it
like
wouldn't,
saying, like, what a cunt, but I like saying, you cunt.
You can't. You Emmanuel can't.
You fucking cunt.
Shut up about the categories of synthetic a priori understanding, you can't.
I'm too retarded for that kind of comedy.
Shut the fuck up. Quit talking about the categorical imperative, you stupid can't.
Next question.
Okay, wow, I start talking about Kant and everyone hates me now.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, there's one I want to get back to.
Steph, when you edit this episode, can you please insert the GIF of Garfield swallowing piss? Can you put that in the video?
No, stop. I hate it so much.
I'll put it in.
He looks so delighted to
make
be
it the thumbnail.
yeah, make it the thumbnail. He looks so delighted to be receiving it.
Oh my god. This is fucking, I hate this. I hate my podcast.
Well, it's our
I hate
podcast. It's
my
a collective.
I think this is our best episode.
Yeah, but I'm the primary host.
Yeah, okay. You keep telling yourself that.
Ooh, this connects. Number 45. Is there always another way?
No.
What the hell do you mean no?
Does
The only way forward is revolution.
Does this anonymous source have any questions about Joe Biden and his asshole?
His cavernous,
Obviously she doesn't. You know her. You know who it is.
Can we get a new inside
Obviously
source?
she wouldn't ask those kinds of questions.
No.
Stop. No, come on.
Sorry. That was too far.
Yeah,
I love you.
About
I love
Joe
you.
Biden's asshole calling politicians retarded, and I don't know, fucking Christian babies getting killed by bees. This is too far.
I love you, anonymous inside
I think
source.
there is another way. And I think there's another fucking way for this podcast to go where we actually talk about shit instead of just fucking Joe Biden's asshole. Listen, it was a great riff, but like, oh my god. It has gone, like... Listen, it was great. This is our best episode yet already. But it sucks. It sucks. Is there always another way? I think so. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's a good way. Like, is there another way to happiness? Yes, you can get addicted to heroin. But
Yum.
Yum, 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 yum. You could be little Garfield swallowing the piss. I opened the fucking podcast chat again and I hate that GIF so much. It's so just
I love how
awful.
You're the one who sends old man penis in Discord constantly, and this is too much for you.
Well, you see, sometimes we reflect on our decisions. Man possessed by... This is incredible. Man possessed by Dame tu cosita spirit. It's just a guy dancing, doing the Dame tu stuff. Now we have a gif of an old man shooting a surprisingly thick rope onto the camera, I will say.
I wonder if I could get away with putting this in the video.
No, you can't. No.
Okay, no more gifts. No more gifts. I can't edit these in. I cannot do this.
Is there always another way? I has to fucking...
No, there
Jesus
isn't.
Christ.
Next question.
No.
Oh my god, okay, next question. This is ridiculous.
I love our
How
show.
many questions is too many? This is question 44. This is the one immediately preceding.
Probably at least 10 million. That's too many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say the upper cap for questions is 10 million questions.
Is that the fucking
Past
deep?
that, it's a little too much. Our insider source has only sent me like 60 or so. But we know how she is. They're mostly about video games. So,
How many of these
I've
questions
henceforth
are
avoided
related
them, but
to
they will all be
Splatoon?
answered. Splatoon 1 is literally just Woomy.
Oh, okay. That should be expected.
Woo me.
We
That's
have
what I
question
say when I
49
want
here.
someone to fucking impress me. So far, no one has.
How many?
You know what's really
No,
impressive?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's good.
What?
Huh? What's really impressive?
The size of Joe Biden's ass cavity.
Motherfucker.
So I think really that seemed to be a meta question based on the fact that that was number 45. I think honestly you can never send too many questions. I'm always happy to hear from you. I love you and I'm sorry about the way this episode has been going. You're our most dedicated fan. And
Even though you
seemingly
hate
don't
the
even
show.
like the show. Yeah. Okay, fuck it, we're getting to the big question. Alright?
What's the big question?
Beth, you have forced my hand.
Okay.
Question 18. Are you three specifically redeemable?
No.
Make your case.
None of us have any redeeming qualities.
You
We
know,
are
I
all
was thinking-
terrible people.
I'd like to think I do.
I-
The only reason
redeem my-
anyone likes us is because we're funny.
I redeemed myself. I'm tenured again. I have my full pay. And you know,
You sent a racist Italian American to beat the shit out of me.
I did not do that.
okay, listen.
I wasn't. Not everything's about you. I was
He's-
not talking to you.
Oh.
He's just like, I didn't know that my dad would beat the shit out of you. Okay.
That's your dad?
I'm Italian.
Bethany
We're all related.
Viscaccioni.
We're all related.
My God.
True. Second only to Irish in terms of inbreeding.
Yeah,
That's
we
not
are.
true.
We are
Italy got
incredibly.
around
We
a
are
lot.
incredibly inbred.
Is that
I don't
true?
think Italy's that inbred. No. Genoa had ports in Crimea. Like, there's no way that they weren't tasting some of the local
Wait,
delicacies.
Genoa was a
there.
real place? I thought that was just a
ugh.
salami.
No, it's named after. That's the place it came from. Genoa.
Oh.
It's a region in Italy, formerly a country, the Genoese
No,
Republic.
I thought they named
Which
the place
Genoa-
after the food.
No. Sausage land.
That's like that's the guy from Final Fantasy VII, right? Genoa.
Genova.
Oh,
Genova. Are we redeemable? I think I'm redeemable. You know.
No.
I'm redeemable. I'm redeemable.
No,
No.
why am I not redeemable?
We are all pieces of shit.
I'm redeemable.
I don't think I'm a piece of shit.
I am.
I've been redeemed.
No.
Yes.
Beth, you have not been redeemed. You have only been digging your hole further in this episode. We let you back in and you have dedicated yourself to destroying the podcast. Granted, maybe it's deserved. We did cut you out. But, you know. No, I think I'm redeemable. Why am I not redeemable, Steph?
We listen. Viewers, you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. She beats me.
Well, you don't edit the podcast quick enough.
You didn't show up until 2 days after we were set to record.
Well, I had a little bit to drink, okay, so what? I had a little bit to drink, okay, everyone, I guess this is the hour now. This is our fun activity for the episode. Everyone get mad at me. Everyone fucking pile on me because I'm such an asshole, because it's so interesting. Oh wow, look at her, she's such a bitch. We all have nothing better to do but get mad at Liz.
Well, no, I think we're all equally irredeemable. Is what I'm getting at. I'm just saying you are at a position where you are like exalting yourself and like, no, you're just as bad as me.
How am I exalting myself if I say that I'm not an irredeemable piece of shit?
Well, because we are irredeemable.
I don't think you're an irredeemable piece of shit.
We are.
I don't think so. I have like a normal life.
I mean,
getting very drunk at a party with friends is a regular thing.
no. I've never done that.
It's not like outrageous to do that. Well, yeah, I'm not going to comment on that, but
Embarrassing.
uh-oh. Cringe alert. Wee woo. No, Steph, I think you're redeemable. I think you've got a good heart in you yet. You just seem to have very little desire to be You seem to revel in your own, just... I didn't want to say degeneracy,
depravity.
but like, come on. Depravity, yes. You revel in your depravity and hopelessness.
I don't know what you mean.
And you know what? You do you, queen. I don't know what you mean. I'm just a little innocent.
I'm just so innocent. Don't look at my Twitter.
Don't. I'm removing your Twitter from the... I'm removing your from the Twitter account.
Don't do that. I'll cry. I'll cry and sob and I'll make you feel terrible. That's a lie. You don't have feelings.
Yeah, girl, I care about shit much less than you think. That was so cruel. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm not redeemable. That was an insanely bitchy comment. I mean, like, do you all genuinely think that you're good people?
No.
Steph, I'm guessing no.
Not particularly.
Yeah.
We're well-meaning people, but we're not good people.
I like to think I'm a good person.
I think...
What, you don't think I'm a good person?
I don't think any of us are.
See, you keep saying I don't think any of us are, but I'm the only person going against what you're saying, so it's very pointed.
Listen, I don't think really anyone is a good person. I think there are people who are like well-meaning. I think we especially are not good people, though.
You don't think there's such a thing as a good person?
I think there are people who do good things and are like well-meaning, but like I don't. It's a weird and like philosophical. I haven't really thought this through. I just, in my heart of hearts, I don't really think that there's like such a thing as a good person.
But then, so you're just defining good person with terms that assure that it'll never be applied to anyone.
Well, yeah.
It's a categorical error.
No one lives up to my standards.
Well, because you have weird, bizarre standards.
I don't know what you mean.
You want a dog person who will wait on you hand and foot. That would be a good person to you.
I need like absolute, like, if you even so much as stutter, like, I'm throwing you out with the garbage, bitch.
Oh.
Yeah. Good, honestly justified. I like that. I like that energy. If
I'll throw you out with the recycling.
I'll turn you. If you ever once contradict my opinion, I'll turn you into mulch and put you in my garden. And I'll grow flowers from your body.
The flowers will all die because you're that rancid.
I'll turn you into a sausage case.
And you smell like
And I'll
poop.
turn your body into sausage. And you smell like poo-poo and pee-pee and goo-goo and gaga. And caca. And ookie and stinky and ooh-ooh. No, but I don't...
And your face looks like a
Steph, I think you're a better
pitted
person than you
avocado.
give yourself credit. See, I think the good person thing here is very indicative of our psychological states. Beth, you just hate yourself. Steph, you hate yourself in a bizarre way, where, you're egotistical about the way that you hate yourself. Which is an interesting thing.
I don't hate myself.
Which is why, like, you... Girl, okay, we won't prosecute this on the show. But, I happen to love myself quite deeply.
We know.
I've excised the demon of self-hatred from myself. Okay, well, shut up, bitch. Whatever, I'm gonna fucking... I'm gonna make you into a stew, bitch, and I'm gonna feed 1,000 of you.
I'm not the stew person.
Well, yeah, there's a person I want to make into a stew. I'll make you into fucking chili. I'll make a nice gumbo out of you.
Nice.
Gonna make
gumbo.
a roux. Gonna make a dang roux out of you.
You ever had white turkey
Gonna cook you in the
chili?
gumbo. White turkey chili? That's just you.
What?
White turkey.
I don't.
You're white. I thought the bitch was white. It's the funniest video. Didn't she literally just call a random woman like the N-word? I think she called a black woman an ape, and then when she was pressed on it, she said that she thought she was white.
Oh yeah.
Roseanne Barr, if any of you don't know.
Oh yeah, we've talked about her. We've talked about her on the show.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, well, that was Chloe Shelley. We don't talk about that. Discussing trash heap.
Wait,
Don't
no,
watch
we
Chloe
talked
Shelley.
about Roseanne Barr on this show during the Cory,
We did?
the Cory Booker story.
Oh yes. I brought her up. Anyways, I guess it's up to the listeners to decide whether or not we're redeemable, because we cannot
Yeah, we can't agree.
reach a consensus apparently.
I'm redeemable.
Hell yeah,
Ultimately,
you are.
I think I'm redeemed. Beth is kind of redeemable. Steph will be redeemable when she wants to.
Truth nuke.
Next question.
Book bans, yay or nay?
Yes, ban
Yes.
specifically books I don't like. Not even books that are like
What books would be banned?
like Harry Potter. Not for transphobia reasons though, but because I don't like them.
Okay.
Let me think.
Well, those are children's books.
Yes.
That's true. You don't ban books for grown-ups. You ban
Yeah,
books
exactly.
for kids.
I would ban Magic Treehouse, not because there's anything wrong with it, but just because I want to feel special. That generation isn't allowed. Only us.
Yeah.
Fuck. What was a book that I
ban
really
fucking Tales of a Fourth Grade Nothing.
Yes. Yeah. Ban those Percy Jackson books.
I actually agree with that. Those books have bred the most annoying fucking
Yes.
people on planet Earth.
Let me go on
People who think that because they read some kids' books when they were 12, they think suddenly they're an interesting person.
Yeah.
Because they know shit about Greek mythology that they fucking just
Any of those books that
got inundated with from a children's book.
those books that people just like base their like personality off of, anything like that.
Mm-hmm. I base my personality off of interesting books, like Kafka's The Castle or James Joyce's Ulysses. or The Crying of Lot 49 by Thomas Pynchon, or Demons by Dostoevsky. These are the books I base my personality on.
I don't know how to read.
And that makes me cool and fun to talk to and nice to be around.
Well.
Okay. This has just become the Steph and Liz tear each other down episode. But no, I mean, book bans, I think there's some books that should be banned, genuinely. Again, not for moral reasons. Turner Diaries, keep that on the shelves.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Me and Earl and the Dying Girl, remove that. Ban that book forever. Every John Green book banned forever.
Ban,
what is it called? Going to Alaska? What was it called? The Alaskan Journey? What was it?
I don't remember. Oh, I got a good book to ban.
Looking for Alaska.
We should ban
Yeah,
not the whole Bible, just the book of Galatians.
Book of Galatians.
Why Galatians specifically?
I don't know. Just a
I
book
like
of the
Galatians.
Bible. I think it would cause a moral panic, even though it's like a 2-page piece of shit that contributes nothing to the overall religion. And they would like freak out.
It's just how Gentiles should convert to Christianity, which is not relevant to Christianity at all nowadays.
Yeah,
Because they're no longer in the Gentile outreach stage. There's like 2 billion Christians in the world.
yeah, exactly.
like-
Just get rid of it. Just ban that one specifically, and
we already have
Yeah,
we have much cooler proselytizers now, like fucking the Jesuits. I love the Jesuits. They're so sick.
I don't know anything about the Jesuits.
Oh, no agreement on the Jesuit love? Fine, whatever.
Well, I mean,
Steph, you're like a weird, like...
No,
what other books should be banned? Just thinking about books that...
the Jesuits, honestly.
Maze Runner, Hunger Games...
Oh my gosh, I remember.
Divergent.
Oh my gosh, my Maze Runner story. Have I told this before? I know I haven't on the podcast, but like in general.
I don't think so.
You haven't on the podcast, but I have heard it.
In 5th grade, we had like our teacher did like a thing where he would like for Valentine's Day would take us to like this sledding hill, and we would go sledding, right? But the snow melted that day, so instead we were like, okay, we're gonna stay in the class. We're gonna watch a movie. And of the movies, it was Remember the Titans, The Maze Runner. A couple others that I didn't really know or care about. Maybe like Facing the Giants or something. A lot of large. And and the class chose The Maze Runner. So for
Seeing the
Valentine's
Colossi.
Day in 5th grade, I am 12, maybe? Not 12. 10?
In 5th grade?
I don't
10 or 11.
Yeah, 10 or 11.
Valentine's Day, you would have been 10.
Yeah. Valentine's Day, I would be 10. I'm 10 years old. I pissed my pants. I was so terrified. I peed.
Jesus.
Of the Maze Runner?
You actually pissed yourself?
I was so scared.
Watching The Maze Runner.
I was 10. I'd never seen anything remotely scary before. Ever. So I see this
Oh my
fucking
God.
this terrifying and like jump scares the screen. I like let out a little and I'm so fucking scared. I peed, I
Jesus
pooped.
Christ. You didn't watch like Goosebumps as a kid?
No. Wait, no, I didn't pee, I pooped.
That's
You
even
shit
worse.
yourself?
I don't think I
You
had.
shit yourself while watching The Maze
Well, I
Runner?
also apparently I had the flu. Like the next day I threw up, so I had the flu. But still,
Oh, okay.
I was watching The Maze Runner, and the thing jumps out at you. I scream, I poop my pants. It is Valentine's Day. I am 10 years old. It is 5th grade. What the fuck is that guy's damage?
Really set the tone for the remainder of your Valentine's Day. I'm sorry, that was...
I mean, it is true. I've never had a good Valentine's Day, I don't think.
I've had one good
I have.
Valentine's Day.
My
had
my
one.
most recent Valentine's Day, it just like everything fell apart. It was like it was like an internet like fuck up. Like everything just collapsed. It was a mess.
Oh.
Everything was ruined.
I had a nice Valentine's Day with my girlfriend in high school. She was very sweet to me. She loved me very much, and I loved her very much. And then I decided that killing myself was more important than this girl who loved me. So it fell apart pretty rapidly.
I see. Yeah,
It happens.
I haven't had a good Valentine's Day ever, to my knowledge.
I got broken up with like 3 or 4 years in a row, like right before Valentine's Day.
That's horrible. Well,
So I spent like all of those Valentine's
does it
Day.
really? Is it like a? I mean, how much of a problem is that though? When there's like
monogamous in monogamous relationships.
Oh, no, that does suck.
So I was
Damn.
I was
Yeah, like
single
losing,
for like
like
4 in a row.
You know, losing like 10%, like that's
That doesn't even count as a breakup.
yeah, it just happens.
Yeah. It's a layoff.
I would like to announce that I'm leaving the podcast once again.
I'm just
It's
joking.
it's just downsizing.
Listen, we need to let you go.
Listen, we've just looked at the books and I'm sorry, but in order to keep our margins up, we've just got to let you go.
Being let go from a polycule in like a consensus would suck. Because that means like all of them are like, nah.
The board has decided that
Like you're in like a group with like 6 people and like all 5 of the others are like, listen, we've come to an agreement.
it's like a Survivor style vote.
You need to go. I think I would kill myself.
Fortunately, that's
Ember,
never happened to me.
You've been voted off the island.
Oh no.
Please pack your things and leave. Oh my god.
Put out the damn torch.
Mm-hmm. Put out your torch. Yeah. I mean, isn't polycules just basically being in a business meeting all the time? Okay, I'm not talking about this.
I'm gonna kill myself on camera.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't recommend that, but it would maybe be good content. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's what I was
Suicide
thinking. You know,
is
it
bad.
would.
No. Committing suicide
suicide's
kills
badass.
you.
Suicide is badass.
True.
Suicide
No,
is
kills
killing.
you.
It's
That
killing.
kills you.
You die if you kill
You die.
yourself.
Really?
You do.
That kills you.
Sorry, I just moved my mic around because I started to panic and think that I was recording with my laptop mic instead of my actual mic, but no, it's on the actual mic.
I would be able to. Oh, but like maybe you were. I see.
Well, then I'd have to dub over my audio.
Oh my gosh.
Just machine translate me to Chinese if that ever happens.
You fucking. I would just put John Cena saying Bing Chiling over the whole audio of yours.
Bing chilling. No, don't do John Cena. Just machine translate me to Chinese.
That's too much effort.
Okay. I mean, it's machine translation, so the machine does it for you, but okay.
It's got in the name.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's
Then
okay.
you have to, like,
What the
lug
hell were
the
we
whole thing
talking
over.
about?
Next
Joe
question.
What is
Biden's
that? Oh,
gaping
book bans.
asshole.
Book bans. I have a story that I want to tell about this. It's nothing like shitting yourself while watching The Maze Runner, but
That's pretty pathetic. Yeah.
I'm an English major in college, and I take it pretty seriously. I read actual, like, good stuff. I'm very pretentious as a person. And I was in an honors lit seminar with a bunch of creative writing students. Like, it was like, I'm not going to say where I go to school, but you've heard of our creative writing program, essentially. And I was, like, the only person in there who wasn't a creative writer. And they went around, like, and this was an honor seminar, so supposedly, like, these people know what they're doing, you know, like, they're serious about this stuff. And one day our professor asked us to go around and, like, talk about, like, share our favorite books. And every single response was, like, it was, like, Divergent, Hunger Games. Someone actually did say Maze Runner.
Oh.
Like, Percy Jackson. It made me want to kill myself. Like, this is the new generation of writers? Are you kidding me? Like, it made me want to die. It made me want to kill myself immediately. Like, we need to have some standards for the amount of writing we show up. I think people in creative writing programs should be allowed to just go up to students and say, listen, you're not good at what you do. This is bad, and you should quit.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing to this. It's just borderline. It's just generic YA slop. You're 18 and you've written 5 novels. Come on. What the hell are you doing? Stop writing and start fucking reading. Pick up a book for one. Ban every young adult novel written after, like, 1988.
Do you remember that one young adult writer who was, like, really annoying on Twitter, and they would like
That's all of them.
That is true. But they would, like, freak out over everything. I think it was Anna Mardal. And then it turns out they were a Nepo baby that worked at Lockheed Martin.
I do remember that.
And they were, like, one of those people that was
cases.
Like, well, you're invalidating me by telling me that I have to learn how to read to be a young adult writer. That was a real thing. Stuff like that. Which,
like, to be fair, that's true. You don't need to know how to read in order to be a YA writer nowadays.
That is true.
So really, that girl, like, had it down.
Oh no,
pat. Was it a girl?
Yeah, she was in the
I
clear.
think it was. Wait, I think it was actually a trans man. I don't know. The name confused. I don't remember. I think they're gone from Twitter, so I don't know how to check their
that person being a trans man makes a lot of sense now. It fills in a lot of gaps.
Let me see. They might be back, actually.
But yeah, no, I hate... Ban every young adult novel published after 1988. Make kids in school read fucking Shakespeare and Marlowe and Spencer. And, like, Ovid, Sophocles. Like, make them read that stuff. They can understand that stuff, and it's a young enough age where it'll accrue a taste for that stuff in them. You know? And then, like, in high school, you can be reading, like, Joyce, you know... Joyce, Woolf, Eliot, Pound.
Well, see, here's the thing. Like,
give them an actual education.
When I was in high school, and I think this is the case for a lot of other people around me, like, I fucking hated any of the reading that I had to do, and I definitely hated Shakespeare. And so I don't know, like, I think in order for that to work, like, you can't just hand them these books. There has to be a fundamental retooling of, like, everything.
Okay.
Well, yeah, like Shakespeare in elementary school is what I'm saying. Shakespeare in high school is way too late.
Oh, well, for most people, like, there was, like, nothing to prepare us for reading Shakespeare in high school. Like, it didn't lead up to it.
Yeah, no.
It was difficult for everybody in the class, you know?
But, like, if you get people used to that language at a young age, it'll have markedly just, like, great effects on them later on in life. We don't really have the educational infrastructure to do that because of the last 50 years of American history.
Yeah, that's true.
But that would be good. They should do that. Like, get them started on the hard stuff young so they're better prepared later on. And we'll actually have an interesting literary world in the United States instead of the only people writing actually interesting stuff being sidelined and fucking appealing only to people who also write other interesting stuff. It's terrible. Like, they should be teaching fucking Krasnorkai and Bolaño in high schools. That should be high school education material. Instead, we're reading what? Like,
wait, is Bolaño...
Vonnegut's...
Is Bolaño like that game with all the cards?
Yeah, Bolaño. Yeah, we should be playing Bolaño, you know? It's... Holy shit, I made it to Ante 2666. That's a nice joke for the people who read Bolaño out there. Really lame joke. Really just a terrible joke. It's just the title of one of his books. But yeah, no, this is not a funny thing now. I'm just going on a rant because I'm pissed, because I'm very passionate about this stuff.
Yeah, I hate young adult writers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's still what we were on. I kind of glazed over a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I feel like a lot of the reason that people in high school rebuke like Shakespeare or more classic literature is just because they were brought up on like kids slop, you know? And why they learn to hate reading, because A, it's mainly taught functionally, you know, like you read this because you have to read it and it's good to read this stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Like, no, there's genuinely compelling themes in that are still relevant today. Shakespeare was the first modern writer. He was doing the same shit the moderns were doing 300 years before they came around. It's fascinating stuff. Romeo and Juliet, like, introduce them to the historical context, you know, the kind of arising of bourgeois individualistic conditions of love instead of the aristocratic deal-making, primarily interested in lineage and political influence, you know? It's great. It's great stuff. Instead of Romeo and Juliet just being like, look at how this is written, which granted the language is incredibly beautiful, but like, you need to instill this kind of curiosity into people when they're young so that they'll be able to better handle it later on. Because our generation and generations before have been completely failed. Like, there's no intellectual life with the average person. Anyways, this isn't funny.
I think that's real. It's always like, I mean, I guess until recently when I kind of started trying to read more, not like I've had the time or like fully dedicated myself to, you know, making that a habit as of recent. But, you know, I've read more books in the past 2 years than I have in, you know, the other 18 years of my life combined. You know, like it's difficult to kind of make that part of your daily life when like nothing has kind of really led you to do that beforehand. It also it's jarring meeting people where like reading and also other art is like part of their life too, because it's just like a culture shock, like having friends.
I don't know how to read.
And like, oh, like their mom reads books. Like that's like such an alien thing to me, just because like, I guess, you know, culture or the culture that I was raised in, like that just was not a thing that people ever talked about or promoted to you. Reading was always, you know, boring and for squares and, you know.
Well, it is.
But like, it's fucking reading.
It is boring and for squares, but you should do it.
It's not boring and for squares. You weren't taught what was interesting about it. There's interesting practices in it, you know?
Your brain has been conditioned.
It's not even that. I liked to read when I was a kid, and then I just kind of didn't. Like, I fell off of it.
Well, yeah, because I don't know. I don't know if the American education system is necessarily geared readers to kind of continue their love of reading from early childhood into adulthood. You know, I mean, I didn't really enjoy like any of the shit that I read in high school, and I don't know if that was because I wasn't taught how, or because maybe I wasn't introduced into books that were kind of harder, you know, just a little bit harder than the stuff that I was, you know, like my favorite book for a really long time was like Holes. Like, you know, that was the pinnacle of literature.
I like Holes too.
Yeah.
Until like halfway through high school, you know.
Yeah, we're all a big fan of Holes, I think.
They forced Stanley Yelnats to dig a series of holes to the exact dimensions of Joe Biden's asshole.
Yeah. Impossible task.
Louis Sechard, Joe Biden's hole.
Full circle. Do you want to get one more question in?
Sure. See, insider source, my love and my life. We actually did that one. It wasn't directly to the point, but like, we had some actual good discussion there. I like the balance we have, where it's ridiculous bits, but we also talk about real stuff. On that note, should homework be abolished? No.
Yes.
No!
Yes.
What? Is this a joke?
It's a half joke. I do think there is...
Okay, what's the serious case for homework being abolished?
I do think like there is like a major like thing where it kind of like trains people to basically be like, oh yeah, your job, that also, even when you're off the clock, you still have to be taking part in your job, and like it's like there needs to be a balance where like, yeah, there is some stuff that needs to, that like, yeah, but on the other hand, like I think there is like an actual like legitimate like thing where it trains people to like kind of only be thinking about this thing. I think it's a major stressor. I think homework in its current existence, like its current method of existence, really just shouldn't exist.
You know, and I kind of agree. I don't agree that it should be fully abolished. Because
homework as it is should be.
Yes. Well, because I feel like, so here's the thing. Like, I was really against homework throughout elementary school, middle school, high school. When I got to college, like, there was so much less shit that I had to do. Like, no college class that I've ever taken has given out as much homework as, like, the average class that I took through high school. And that's kind of a problem, I feel like. But, like, I mean, my little brother will sit there and, like, do homework for fucking, like, hours at a time after he gets home, you know, from being at school from, like, you know, 7 in the morning until 3 o'clock.
It should be limited heavily.
Like that digs into time that students could be using to do activities like reading and socializing, picking up hobbies, when they still should have the time to do that, because when you become an adult, like that stuff kind of goes away a little bit, you know, or like having that amount of free time to the same degree, like that kind of stops being a thing.
I think basically like homework should be limited to an average of like an hour and a half a day.
Yeah, like it's sometimes it can be a little overboard. And yeah, like I said, like for college, like I maybe do an hour and a half a day, if that at all. Like it's really not crazy. Yeah, and all like but on the other hand, I kind of you know, I kind of do agree that like it maybe, because you shouldn't be thinking about your job when you still get home. Like you know, you shouldn't have to be off the clock and still doing that kind of work, but also it does kind of prepare children to take on like a heavy workload, which is just kind of unfortunately the reality of modern life. Sorry, Liz, go ahead.
So the thing is, I think people overstate the thing where it's like preparing you to bring your job outside of your actual working hours, because unless you're in white collar work, that doesn't happen. You know?
Well, that's exactly why. Like that's like, what they say. Like, oh, this is what it's for. It's so you know your job. You know that your job doesn't take part. Like your job doesn't end when you leave the office. And then it's like,
I was never told that.
I was told that often.
Well, you went to a terrible school that failed you.
That is true.
It's like, I think people overstate that. In my opinion, the ideal, like, less homework, like, obviously, there's going to be a necessity for it, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
Not all pedagogical work can happen within the limited time frames of the classroom or the school day, you know? It's an impossibility. But I think, the problem is when teachers see it as a sort of virtue, the amount of homework that you can get your kids to do, because a lot of it is just meaningless, busy work that doesn't actually contribute to any pedagogical purpose, you know? You're just having them do stuff and waste their time. And that's like, if the only point of the homework is to do the homework, then it's like, it's pointless. I think extracurriculars should absolutely be like pushed more so, but like extracurriculars that aren't just like extracurricular, you know, like extracurricular stuff that has stuff to do with the curriculum, you know, like extra reading classes where you delve into like the classics, you know, stuff that when you leave the school, if it's going to prepare you for anything in the work world, I think that homework should prepare you to pursue like artistic, intellectual pursuits, intellectual, artistic, creative pursuits outside of the working day, you know, like train you to set aside time in your day once you enter the terrible world of work to remain engaged with and foster a continued appreciation and dedication to these kinds of alternate, non-purely work pursuits. I think that's a beautiful thing that people should do and should be fostered, but because it's so much like, you'll always say, like, why does this matter to me? Because let's be honest, it doesn't matter to you. It's bullshit. Then, like, it doesn't really prepare you to... Then immediately you think of, like, anything outside of the tasks of the day that I am given within the time frame that I'm supposed to do is just bullshit.
Yeah.
And once I get home, I'm just gonna slack off and watch billions on YouTube Shorts all day. It's like... It's really... I get really heated when I think about how much education system has failed people. Because, like, learning... School should be the best thing in the world. Learning is... Everyone loves to learn.
Yeah, but...
It's cool. And read and engage in creative pursuits, that's just... One, objectively a good thing, and two, everyone loves to do it.
Yeah, like, I didn't realize how much I loved learning until I got out of high school, because so much of the homework that I had to do in high school was like work for the sake of work. Like, not a lot of it was, because homework ideally should be like going home and reinforcing the material that you learned, and you serving as a way to kind of, because you can't really internalize a concept within the class time. Like, you're right about that. But yeah, it didn't really, like, it was a lot of like meaningless bullshit, and I've had some college classes where that has been the case too, but like a lot of the, you know, and maybe my professors have just been especially cool, but a lot of it is like stuff that is genuinely, you know, like, oh, this is just, you know, kind of review of what we did in class, and it's not like super stressful, but I am kind of learning a little bit just because I'm just doing more of it, you know.
Like, it doesn't actually facilitate the deepening of... It's just going over a class time instead of deepening what happened in class time outside of the boundaries.
Yeah.
Which is just a profound failure. I don't know. The end of this episode has not been funny. Poo-poo, pee-pee, caca, sex, gay
Joe
sex.
Biden's asshole.
Sex in my
Joe
butt.
Biden's asshole.
Come butt, come
Stretching.
waterfall, come in butt, out mouth. Wow, that's a lot of
And
cum.
he sits on a fan, and the fan lifts him using his asshole as like sort of a parachute or wind glider.
A person should hang themselves and then turn on the ceiling fan and then shoot themselves in the head. That's a good callback.
Yes. And I had sex with a dog and a cat and a horse and a monkey and a goat and a horse and a cow and a sheep and a pig. Thank you all for listening to the WoMENSA podcast. This is how we're ending it.
Yeah, I have 2 minutes before I
Thank you for listening. Okay, thank you everyone for listening to the WoMENSA podcast. I have been your host, Liz, in chair, joined as always by co-chair and co-host Steph, and our recently joined, hasn't yet been an assigned official role, but is not our intern, Beth.
Misery.
We love you all, and do y'all have anything left to say?
I'm gay.
I'm gay.
Steph's gay. Alright, I'm not gay, I'm straight. Okay, everyone have
bitch.
a great night. We love you, thank you for listening. Fuck you, shut up, we're ending the show. Bye-bye.
Bye.